Hey everybody, this is Doc Mack from the Galloping Ghost Arcade out in Brookfield, Illinois. Today is Friday, June 12th, 2020. We are here at the Galloping Ghost Arcade getting ready for the big day. Monday, we'll be opening up to our members weekly, monthly, yearly, lifetime. So we are busy here to say the least. We've been going through everything over the last several months, making sure everything is playing great. A lot of things getting moved around. It's going to be that mad dash to get ready for Monday. On the 20th, we will be open to everybody again. We're going to be just scrambling all throughout that time. I haven't even thought about Monday Mystery yet, so a lot to do. Hope everybody is having a good day. Shout out to Jimbo Slice and Paul DeCruz. Thank you for being here, man. And Dennis and Gabe. Jimbo's saying, looking forward to Monday. I hear you, and I am having the same sentiments, man. Cannot wait to see everybody again and get back on track. Sean, thank you for being here. Chance, what is up? And Charles, hello. George and Jay, thank you for being here. George saying, hey, hope your day is amazing. They all are, man. That's the fun thing about being here at the arcade. It's always a good day. It's getting to talk to good people, and we said, it is a massive race now to get ready for Monday. So much going on. Kobe, thank you for being here. Paul's saying, just curious, who's your favorite playable character in Killer Instinct? Probably have to go with Jago. But, you know, yeah, I'd say Jago. Jimbo was saying I'll probably be at the Galloping Ghost for a long while until Lifetime Athletic opens up. Can't wait to have you, man. Be here every day. You've got that lifetime membership, so we can't wait for you to be able to be back here. Gabe saying, how's Marvel vs. Capcom 2? It's right over here. Still getting a little difficult to maneuver around, but we're getting there. Marvel Capcom 2, gonna be firing up all the games in this area pretty soon. Chance saying I'll make a trip up there to see you soon. Can't wait, man. Can't wait to have you out. Dennis saying I'm going to the Underground Retrocade tonight, but be at the Ghost on the 25th. Awesome, Dennis. Thank you so much, man. So awesome that you're going out to the Underground Retrocade. They opened up today at 2 p.m. So congrats to them. Awesome. Scott always does an amazing job over at Retrocade, and it's just amazing to see everybody opening back up. I saw a video of Geeks Mania opening up today. Obviously, been talking a lot with Jeremy over at Prince Arcade. Prince's Arcade is open out in Bolingbrook, so much going on. And just not even just here, just all the arcades slowly, one by one, coming back. So it's awesome to see. Mike Waters, thank you for being here. Gabe saying, how's Sailor Moon? We'll head over that way in a little bit. It's looking amazing. We rejuvenated that monitor. Jefferson, thank you for being here. Charles sending 300 stars. Thank you so much for that, man. Very, very much appreciated. Rory saying, how many issues are you running into with games being off for extended periods? We're seeing that. We're seeing it. The machines, most of these games, some of these machines have run every day for 10 years. So being off, they're not used to it. And we're dealing with them one by one. Doug was here this morning, worked on a bunch of stuff. I was knocking stuff out. Still so much left to do. It's not going to be a hunt like the floor. Every machine will be up and running, I think. Assuming everything's turning on. We got Edge over there that he's turning everything on, getting everything plugged in, and moving ahead. Still a lot of grouping. We just did a new Godzilla, Ultraman, Ultra Toucan Densetsu, and Daikaiju no Gaikushu lineup. Liking that a lot. Thomas Ruff, Godzilla fan. Right there. How good is that? Dave, thank you for being here. And Lumbo, just joining us. He played Titan in Dark Presence. Can't wait to have you out, man. It's going to be awesome. Rory saying, good luck, fingers crossed. Thank you so much for that. Jay saying, can't wait to get my Spy Hunter and Kicks fix. You know, Kicks used to be right here. It's suspiciously gone right now. It's being moved around. There's a lot. One of the coolest things I think is going to have everybody who's been in here so often, and they're going to have to try to find where all the games have been moved to. There's been so many changes. We got Beirut over here now in the Sega section. And yeah, there's still a lot of stuff out of place, as you can see. That's a lot of cabinets that need to go somewhere. We'll find a place. We'll find a place. Gabe saying, how's Sonic Championship? So we rejuvenated the monitor in Sonic Championship. It's not been on for a bit, so we'll check and see that later tonight when we fire it up. Rachel saying, what can we do to help you? Anything? You know, I very much appreciate it. It's everybody tuning in. Everybody been, we've had so many people buying day passes and stuff. And just like that, Thomas Ross sending 1,000 stars. You guys are so good to us. We really appreciate all the support, and it's what can I say? It's like everybody that has been coming here and watching the streams. You guys have made a tough time for all of us so much better, so much easier to get through, and it's been tough not having everybody here. But like everybody's been buying day passes and shirts, and that's really just that support has meant so much to us. Like the people here, most of the people that are working here, it's like they just love this stuff, and they love that it makes people happy, and it's just awesome. So Rachel, I appreciate that. Asking what you can do, it's amazing. Everybody's been doing everything they possibly can for us. We really appreciate it. So thank you for that. Jay saying, I'm looking forward to learning the new layout. It's gonna take some time. There's a lot of changes that have been going on. Let's go back down here. Again, we've got our new Gottlieb section. Some stuff, it's not everything has moved, but there's a lot. There's a lot. The new, the light gun section, one of the big things that's really nice, we've finally been able to make it a little bit more spacious for everybody. And especially in these times, everybody wants their space. So we've got it. We've taken care of it. Now you got Lethal Enforcers, Beastbuster's Second Nightmare, Dragon Gun, Steel Gunner 2, Area 51, Invasion the Abductors, Carnival, Judgment Day, Operation Thunderbolt, Operation Wolf. Really a very nice lineup of light gun games. And just the way it's handled now, this used to be real tight in this corner. Not anymore. So it's pretty spacious. So it's going to be harder for us to work on machines. It's the cabinets are just because they're new to this being situated like they are. They're not going to pull out as easy, but we'll get around it. We'll get around it. And if it means everybody else being more comfortable, we can work a little harder. So that's all right. Greg saying, just found out track and field was a game. Really? Track and field, the staple from Konami. Amazing. Brady saying, hey, Doc, 11 more days. Countdown has begun. Brady, thank you for being here. Everett saying, what's up, Doc? Any updates on your Neo Geo lineup? Yeah, we can head back down to the Neo Geo lineup. We've been working a lot on the audio sections. We've been going through cabinet by cabinet. A lot of the audio stuff on Neo Geos, they have issues, and some of them have just been turned down too much, which is, it's nice. It's a lot to recap. I think it's 26 caps if I'm not mistaken. So happy when it's just something easy that we can fix pretty quick. Let's see. Nad saying, gotta keep arcade gaming going, bro. That's why we support you. Thank you so much for that. You know, quite the lineup of games, and it's so awesome to have people that appreciate it, and it wouldn't be what it is without the people that appreciate it. So thank you for everybody that does what they do to make this place keep growing. So here's the Neo Geo lineup as we have it. A lot of Neo Geos, most with 6-slot Neo Geos in them. So pretty much all the King of Fighters, all the Samurai Showdowns, all the Fatal Furies, World Heroes, fighting games and Neo Geos, we definitely got it covered. Gabe saying, I love Galloping Ghost Arcade. Thank you so much for that, man. Austin saying, so excited you guys, all the digital love. How much is a day pass? So day passes for the arcade are $20. We do have them normally for the arcade and our pinball building, and those are $30, but currently we are not going to be reopening pinball on the same day as the arcade is opening, but it'll be coming soon. Jesse sending 200 stars. Thank you so much. Very, very awesome of you. Can't thank you enough for that. Kobe saying, we love what you're doing, bringing back the authentic arcade atmosphere. We try. That's the whole thing. It was when we were opening up 10 years ago, just looking around at the arcade scene, and the production companies, Galloping Ghost Productions was working on a game, and we're going to the arcades, and it's like, oh, nothing here works. And there's some cool games, but they're not being tended to. And it's like, this is not what the arcades used to be. And the arcades used to be about the amazingness of having new games roll out and just seeing stuff like that. And that's what we tried to really encapsulate here. Because for me, I remember Haunted Trails, they would roll a new game out, and it was so the wonderment of what it was going to be, and was it going to be something I wanted to play or my friends would want to play. And that was the whole thing. It was like, who would get to it first, put those quarters in, and have at it. And we try to do that every week. We try that experience. Not saying can't wait to play 6-player X-Men. It's so good. Those monitors look so nice on it. Greg saying make maps. We're gonna need to. It's gonna take us a little bit of time. We're still not done with the big rearrange, so there'll be a lot more changes happening even after the doors are reopened to the public. We're gonna still be moving stuff around. Charles saying, with the week membership, is that valid on the first day of use? Absolutely. They don't start until the day you actually use it. Let's see. Paul saying, video games can take you out of any bad mood or any bad situation or mood. The key is to be the one with the game. Nothing else exists but the monumental bond between you and the game. Absolutely, man. Matt saying, do you guys have any of the Time Crisis games? Oh, we absolutely do. Let's head back that way. This fourth building, in the fourth, let me see how. It's a little locked off here in the fourth building. We've got, that's how people are going to find new games. It's how people are going to be able to set higher scores and world records, really learn games and find out about games that they never knew existed. And that's really what we wanted. And there's so many. It's like, a lot of people know Double Dribble, not on the arcade side. Dirty Pigskin Football. This is so good. Like, everybody knows Blitz. Dirty Pigskin, unbelievable. I'm not a huge sports guy by any means, but Dirty Pigskin and Blitz, so good. Paul saying, Brucine and Mom send their love, Doc. If I were you, I would hide those gloves. I've got, I do have an extra pair now, so we'll see. Brian saying, can we please see the Nintendo row? We absolutely can take a walk over by that Nintendo row. It starts right here. It's actually a little bit jammed up, but we've got Donkey Kong Jr., Donkey Kong 3, Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers, Popeye, Punch Out, Super Punch Out, and arm wrestling. So we'll try to show that maybe they'll clear it out in a few minutes. So George saying, what's the rarest game you want that you don't have? Do you ever do crowdfunding? So probably the rarest game, the top 3 rarest games that we're looking for. R360 from Sega, outrageously rare. Like, you never see them. They were $250,000 when it came out. It was just outrageous. And then Time Gal and Revenge of the Ninja, which I've never seen any of them for sale. It's they're so obscure, they're so hard to find. We try not. We've never done crowdfunding to buy a specific game, and you know that's one of those things. I don't for a second. I know everybody tries to help us out so much, and we so appreciate it. But it's one of those things, like we need to do some stuff for you and getting the games and all of that. We really that's what we do. And if there's been games that are like, wow, that is an expensive game, and it would be amazing to get it. And there's never really been anything that we've not been able to get. Some of them, especially on the pinball side, some of those pins are just so expensive. Like, there's 772 games here at the arcade. There's 40 pinball machines. We've probably in total spent more at pinball. It's probably getting close, but it's a comparable number, because some of those pins are just so pricey. And it did help, obviously, a lot of the machines when we were just coming in to opening up the arcade. So many of them were just they were $50, and now all the prices, like every machine you see, it's $1,000. It's the pricing has just gone crazy from machine to machine. Greg saying, what's Steel Gunner like? Is it an important game? Steel Gunner, it's a typical light gun shooter from Namco, and they did 2 of them. Let's step over by it. Steel Gunner 2. Just a cool game, They went, it's a little, the animation is very different than the original, but very cool game. Definitely check it out. Let's see. Isaiah saying, coming from Colorado next week, will you be open? Yeah, we will. On this Monday, we are going to be opening up to our weekly, monthly, and yearly members and lifetime members. And then on that Saturday, the 20th, we open back up to the general players. So after Saturday, everybody can stop by. Thomas Ross saying, hey Doc, you know Richie Knuckles, his arcade slash Arcade 911 is struggling right now. He's a person in our arcade community that could help in these hard times. So absolutely. I saw, let's see, I think there's a crowdfunding thing going for Richie right now. Richie, great guy. He's been a pillar in the community for the longest time. I believe he's out in New Jersey, and he's traveled out here many times, and just awesome to talk with. He's always got so many stories. He's got The King of Arcades is the documentary about him. Very, very cool if you haven't checked it out. But check him out. I know there's a crowdfunding thing to help his arcade. He is definitely one of those that he's been doing it for so long and is so deserving of the help. So if you can, go help out Richie Knuckles for sure. Thank you for mentioning that, Thomas. That's really cool. Like, Richie, great guy, and somebody that we definitely want to support too. George saying, was there ever a sequel to Russian Attack? It's one of my all-time favorites. Absolutely. It's called Missing in Action. And it was actually our first Monday mystery game ever. So we have it here. It's actually original board in a 2-in-1 cabinet with Russian Attack. So it's 2-player. The animation is really awesome. Very, very cool game. Dennis asking, is Star Trek working yet? So Doug did not bring the board today, but he did have video of it running, so it should be running first thing tomorrow morning. So maybe, with any luck, 100%, the arcade floor will be 100% tomorrow. Maybe. Because again, there's been a lot of machines that haven't been turned on in a bit, but again, we've been going through every one, and I think we're going to be able to get 100% of 772 games running. Dwayne saying, hey Doc, hope everything is good. Will you still be doing live streams once you reopen? Love the arcade. Thank you so much for that. We will. Especially, I was talking to Jeremiah yesterday about this, and we're going to be still doing daily 5 p.m. streams for a while. There's still places that are locked down and can't be open. And we got to keep doing it for those people. It's like, not just because it's better for us doesn't mean that there's not still people that are looking for things to watch and looking for things to do. And we're gonna keep going with it. So we'll be back at 5. Eventually, there'll be the point where we probably don't do them every single day, but especially for right now, we're gonna keep going with them. So, and again, I really appreciate everybody tuning in. We've had some people that are like the names there, you see them come by every day, and it's like, that's awesome, and it's been great to get to know so many people through doing these streams. Brady saying next gun game at Galloping Ghost should be Johnny Nero Action Hero. I hear you. Maybe. Paul saying $20. You know how many games you can play from open to close on $20? So yeah, like now, I remember when me and Danielle, we went out to we went out to a pool hall. And they had a bunch of drivers there, and I think we spent it was like $38 in less than an hour, and it was like, oh wow, that's it. It made it so good that it was like, wow, our pricing, it's all right. We give a lot for that $20. I wouldn't have it any other way either. Brian saying, I'm flying in to visit. How close to my arrival date can I order a week pass to be ready to go the second I get there? You can order it anytime. It will not start until the first time you come in. We'll just get your name at the counter and then get you finalized and ready to go. And we'll get you in and playing. George saying, Doc, with the Ghost coming so far in 10 years, what are your goals for the next 10 years? So the next 10 years, that is a great question. I don't think it'll be 10 years for us to get to 1,000 machines. So we'll hit that 1,000 machine milestone. That's a big one for us because that's pretty crazy. But it's just kind of keep growing it, keep making it bigger and better. Keep trying to find games that are seemingly lost and put them out and get people to enjoy them. It's one of those things where when we opened, it was never about being the largest arcade in the world. It was never about having any specific number of games. It was like, let's just focus on doing what we're doing, making it as great an experience for everybody every time they're coming in. And that's pretty much, it all still holds true. It's like the original model is still what we go by. The cornerstones, make sure everything's working, make sure everything is an awesome experience as best we can, and we're just gonna try to do it for another 10 years. Space Firebird, Zookeeper, Kicks, Front Line. Good old Jungle Hunt. Escape from the Planet of the Robot Monsters. Phoenix. Pretty good lineup of games right there. Pretty good. Paul saying arcades can make anyone happy no matter what they're dealing with. It's universal euphoria. I hear you, man. You don't see many people. I don't think I've ever seen anybody just having a miserable time here. Everybody's always smiling and having fun. Alex saying, anyone remember Luigi's down in Aurora? Curious how their lineup has changed. Luigi's I'm not familiar with. Not familiar with them. Let's see. Jason, I've been to Galloping Ghost so many times. I usually stay about 8 or 10 hours and barely scratch the surface. It's a lot of games. It's a lot of games to play. It's a lot for sure. Charles saying I tend to do the full 15-hour cycle. So one of the things right now when we're opening, I think we are doing, the first week we're gonna start 11 until 10, just out of the gate. And then on Saturday we'll be at 11 to 2 a.m. So back to regular hours then. We might have, for the first couple of weeks, we might have some shortened hours. We want to make sure that we're able to, at the end of the night, get everything cleaned down, and we want to get a rhythm going for it. So hope everybody understands as to why. But we're going to get back to our regular hours. But we want to be here at 11 a.m. From the start, and we'll go from there. We'll just take it week by week. Paul saying, does everyone know Power Drift? The game is too much fun. Great game, great game. George saying, can we see a little bit of cliffhanger? I think we can see that. I don't think it's turned on right now, but can show the cabinet, of course. Super rare cliffhanger right there. Love that artwork. Lupin the Third. Cool game. Very, it took us a long time to track one down. Paul asking, can we do a Sharp Dress Saturday on August 8th? Possibly. We'll have to. It might be a little difficult because T20 will be going on, so we'll have to see. But I'll definitely keep that in mind. Brian asking, do you have Arkanoid Returns? We have the original Arkanoid and Revenge of Doe, but not Arkanoid Returns. Let's see. Charles asking, does Revenge of the Ninja have to do with the 80s film? It does not. It's basically a Japanese anime style Dragon's Lair game, which very cool. Played a lot on the Sega CD, a lot of fun. Gabe saying, how's Sega Sonic the Hedgehog? Playing great. Let's go right over by it. Oh, you know, it might be blocked off as well. We can show it a little bit. Right there. Super rare. That was one. We got an original board, and there's been a lot of conversion boards, and nothing wrong with conversion boards. It's on the Sega System 32 hardware. So it's a specific ROM board and the I/O board for 3 trackballs. So very, very cool game. Everett saying, have you ever heard of the game called Locked and Loaded from Data East? Very cool game. A lot like Lethal Enforcers. Was actually on the same hardware as Dragon Gun, which is another extremely rare game. Carolyn joining us, saying hello, thank you for being here. Opening date, so we are opening to our weekly, monthly, yearly, and lifetime members on Monday, the 15th, and then on Saturday the 20th to the general players. So we hope to see everybody here then. Paul asking, do we have Thunderblade and Pit Fighter? Oh, absolutely, we have both. sit-down Thunderblade, and 3-player Pit Fighter. Both original dedicated cabinets. Roman saying, how many people will be allowed in at the time when you open? So that, there's not like a specific number. We want to make sure that there's at least 2 cabinet lengths between where people are playing. And because it's 4 buildings, it's the entire block long. I don't think it's going to be much of an issue. There should be plenty of space for everybody. Well beyond 6 feet. Like, you can keep 6 feet away from everybody, I'm sure. So, shouldn't be an issue. George saying, I saw the picture with the Pac-Man creator. What was he like, and what does he think of the ghost? So, Toru Iwatani surprised us and came to the arcade, the creator of Pac-Man. And he's got, he signed this t-shirt right here. He came in on the May 23rd, 2015. It was just an honor to meet him. He teaches game design out in Japan. He literally was taking pictures of like every cabinet and sending it to his students. He had nothing but praise to say for the arcade. It was very humbling. It was having somebody that did so much for the arcade scene and the arcade community, and by putting out such an incredible game. For him to come in and say that it was the best arcade that he'd been to, and just so many words of praise. It was just unbelievable. Very unbelievable. Paul asking, in August, are masks still required and distancing between games? We'll have to see. August, it's things seem to be moving pretty quick, but we'll take it. We gotta take it week by week. Paul saying, God grant us our miracle Sega R360. That, I don't even know where we would put it. This thing is a monster cabinet. And we got Galaxy Force 2 in here, and that was ridiculous. To have an R360 in here it would be insane. We would have to get, this building doesn't even have the right power to run R360. So we would have to do a lot to ever get R360 here. Brian asked, where did you move Double Dragon 3 cabinet? Oh, we moved that out to the dumpster. And it's been out there ever since. Even the garbage collectors won't take that one. Paul's saying, just a hard drive and I can't stop laughing when I play that. Such an awesome game. That was one, I love hard drive, and I played it so much back in the day. I played it a lot on the Genesis and in the arcade, and it was, we were looking for it, and then just couldn't find one for the longest time, but happy we have one now. And yes, Paul, we do have all APB. Great game. Isaiah saying, this is why I love y'all. Great for the community. Thank you so much, man. Paul saying, can we have Double Dragon 3 bonfire night at the Ghost? I wouldn't do that to the, well, yeah, I wouldn't. I can't say I wouldn't do that to a Double Dragon 3, but what a game. What a game. Gabe saying, what's your favorite Metal Slug game? I was playing a lot of, I love all of them. Love all the Metal Slugs. I was playing so much of 6 not too long ago. Just a great game. A lot of fun. Jerry's saying, thank you for all you do, Doc. $20 is a steal for all the arcade goodness that Galloping Ghost provides. Can't wait to come back. Thank you so much for that. When we opened, we were at $15, and we had 130 machines, and the initial response from people before we opened was like, nobody's going to pay $15. Nobody's going to do that. It's like, oh, I would pay $15 in a second. And this is 2010. And it's like, I'd pay that in a second to play 130 arcade machines with no coin. Then we waited years and years. It was the thing that we did. When we raised the price to 20, we were over 400 machines at that point and had spilled over into multiple buildings. I think we were into I think it was in the third building when we actually upped the price to 20. And now we're at 772 machines. We've kept it at $20. And it was one of those, when we raised the price, we were so concerned, like, oh, are we going to see less people? Are people going to be upset by it? And it was one of those things where the response to it was so positive. And it's like, we want to try to always provide the best deal we can. We want to say, like, we want to get as many people here as possible and let them experience all these great games. And it would be like, we haven't even really thought about a price increase on that. We just did the 4th building. We're working on the 5th building. So maybe eventually, but it's not something that we're even considering right now. So we want to make sure that everybody's getting their value out of it. Jerry saying, how does a world record attempt work at the arcade? You have to set it up an appointment and doing it in advance to do it? No. We always have cameras on hand. You can just go up to the front counter and be like, hey, I'm going for a score. Just tell whoever's working. They'll set you up with a camera, and then the whole thing can be documented. If you're thinking about it or think it might be your world record game, like, definitely let us know, because with Arcade, all world records have to be they have to be documented for them to count. You have to actually have video proof of it. Let's see. Bickerton saying, New Zealand old school players in the house. Thank you for being here, man. Very much appreciated. Hopefully you can make it out one day. Paul's saying, Doc, just a reminder, you are well respected and appreciated, well liked, and an all-around good guy. Thank you for everything. Thank you for that. Very much appreciated. Charles saying, you can ask up the front counter and they can set you up. Absolutely. Thomas Ross saying, which is your favorite Mario game, Doc? Oh, man. My favorite Mario game. Something always classic about Super Mario Brothers. But I would probably say just the regular Mario Brothers. I spent a lot of time on that too. Let's see. George saying, I bet when you're trying to sleep at night, you still hear all the machines. You know, it's the funniest thing. When everything is on, I barely hear any of it. I've been around it for so long, I can just tune it out. The crazy thing is when something isn't playing, that's what you hear. It's like, I remember when we were having problems with Donkey Kong, you would not hear it making the sound. It sounds, and it's like, wait, something's missing. Oh, it's Donkey Kong isn't running, and you could tell from across the arcade. Let's see. Nick Lombardo joining us. Thank you for being here. Paul saying, pick one of your favorites, Tetris, Columns, or Clacks. That is a tough one.
Tetris. Easy, Tetris.
Tetris?
Yeah.
Jeremiah picking Tetris. I think I'm gonna say Columns though.
Oh, wait, hold on. The wrong answer.
No, wrong for you, right for me. Yeah, Columns, I played so much of it on the Sega Genesis, I would probably just say Columns. Chris Davis asking, how am I doing? I'm doing quite well. Hope everybody out there is doing well too, and again, staying safe and getting ready to get back to normal. Gabe saying, what's your favorite arcade hardware? Oh, that's a tough one. Like all the Williams stuff is pretty amazing. Like, Naomi has so many great games. The CPS2 has so many great games. It's really tough. As much as I love the games on the Naomi, their hardware is just too many points of failure. So I would say not Naomi. But that's a good question. Maybe CPS2, because there were so many great games on that. Let's see. Jerry's saying, what are your thoughts on the 1-Up arcade cabinets that have been released lately? So, I'm all for them. I think they help people. They're not a replacement for the original arcade cabinets, but for people to have in their house, I think they're great. They get a lot of people into the arcade scene, and once they're in and see what it's all about, I don't think they're going to stay at the 1-Up level for too long. I think they're going to be wanting to go check out other arcades and play games that aren't even available on the 1-Up. So I think they're a good thing for the scene. Let's see. Thomas Ross saying, love Pit Fighter. People either love the game or hate it. Yeah, I'm definitely in the minority here where I love it. I think it's a great game, but to each their own. To each their own. Awesome that you love it too, man. That's excellent. Shout out to Jeremy Fox over at Prince Arcades. Hope you're going good over there, man. Definitely, I think it's amazing. I think it's a great game. Let's see. George saying, was Double Dragon 3 Rosetta Stone? If so, that one was horrible. Yeah, that Double Dragon 3 Rosetta Stone, you won't see it here. You won't see it here. We had it here for a while, and it was in a 2-in-1 cabinet, and there's not many games that we just pull off the floor, but that was one that was kind of like, I just couldn't get into it. And it's like, we can do without this one. But who knows? Maybe we'll give it another shot one day. Let's see. Bickerton saying Art of Fighting. We've got Art of Fighting 1, 2, and 3. And World Heroes 1 and 2. Let's see. Robert, thank you for joining us. Brian said, best thing about pay one price, don't have to touch germy, grimy tokens. That is true as well. That is true as well. There was, I think, Galactic Arcade has special tokens that are resistant to germs. I think they're like nickel plated or something, which I thought that was pretty cool. Ken Walker, who is down, a Master Tech from Galloping Ghost Pinball, checking in from Galloping Ghost Pinball. Thank you so much for being down there. I'll be down pretty soon, man. Thomas Ross saying, come on, Doc, kids go nuts for Double Dragon 3. When we had it here, I didn't see anybody on it ever, but maybe I wasn't looking. Maybe I wasn't looking. Ken Walker fixing stuff down at Pinball. Well, Greg Gominas, who also does so much for Pinball, helping out, making sure everything's running great down there with Ken. Very much appreciate Greg, but Ken says he's down there breaking stuff, so we'll see. We'll see. Let's see. Paul saying Akari Warriors, Cabal, and Jackal. 3 great games that we have. Let's see here. Brady's saying Will Carlin, who was the creator of Big Buck Hunter. He's worked on so many great games with Raw Thrills, and he was the one that donated us Invasion the Abductors. You know, one of the cool things about this one. Approaching planet Earth. We'll just jump into a game. We'll go to easy real quick.
Your selection is confirmed.
Hold on here.
Mission Chicago. Difficulty level easy. Your
So
objectives:
when we
save the
put
water tower,
Invasion
save
on the
Q,
arcade floor,
destroy Manticore.
we had
Abduction ships descending.
these guys drop down, and this guy right there on the phone who just got abducted, that was George Petro, who we had out when we unveiled the game, which was so cool. And huge thanks to George, who's helped us with so many things. Like when Will Carlin donated this to us, there was no artwork here, and George had an original piece of artwork that he gave to us, and we were able to get that 100% restored. Let's see here. I just lost that. Thomas Ross saying, for Nintendo game, for arcade, I always wish they would have Duck Hunt and Hogan's Alley in the same cabinet. That would be an awesome arcade gun game in the same cabinet. It would. It absolutely would. Brady beat me to point out about George Petro. Chris Larson saying, some arcade games show how many plays they've had. Do you keep track of what gets played most? If not, any guesses? So there are often counters in the cabinets, but we've never tracked those. It would be such a monumentous effort to find out what's getting played. And because it's free play, there'll be times where you just see somebody like credit something up and just hit start and walk away from it. So it's hard to say. Like games like The Grid and Mortal Kombat and Spectre Files, the Deathstalkers, just Smash TV, Splatterhouse, just some of these games are just, somebody's always on them. So it's hard to point out one particular game. Like always the Monday Mystery game gets a ton of play. But yeah, Rampage, everybody's always on Rampage. Shout out to Dan Igavelli, thank you for being here. How's the Atari aisle? It's coming along. We've got to move it again. It's not big enough. We need more Atari. Jose saying, can't wait to get there. Doc, are you still going to do Facebook Live videos when you open the arcade? We will keep doing them. We will still have them. We'll definitely be doing them every day still for quite a while. So we'll be here. George saying, is there a game that you find amazing that a lot of other people don't? Sure. Well, we were just talking about Pit Fighter. That's one that it's either hit or miss. Some people love it or they just don't get it, and I get it. I love it. I think it's great. Greg saying, what arcade did you first go to as a kid? So my first arcade, I played Asteroids. It was in, I believe it was actually in Wisconsin somewhere. And we stopped somewhere to eat, and there was an Asteroids machine in there, and it just, the way the screen was lit up, so unbelievable. I've been playing ever since. Brady saying your recordings are awesome. Thank you so much for that, man. We'll keep doing them. Robert saying, who does the most work, Greg or Ken? Ken is definitely there much more often. And not that they're both not working hard. Not that they're both not doing, they both keep that place just running flawless, and all the machines are always amazing. Those guys are very particular and meticulous, but Ken is definitely there a lot more than Greg. Let's see. Robert saying, Galloping Ghost staff is awesome. Thank you guys for all you do. Thank you for that. Thank you very much. I'll let the guys know too. It's they always appreciate hearing that. Raymond saying, Nam 1975 is so freaking hard at the end. It is a brutal game. That was one that was definitely after those quarters. Robert saying, we need a gold Ken statue out front. Maybe one day. Let's see. Steven saying, especially since the final battle doesn't let you continue or have another player join in, it really makes a point of no return. So many games did that. in the 90s, it was one of those where they wanted you to go through all of it again. You were so close, but can you do it? And you'll have to keep pumping all those quarters back in if you want to try it again. It was an interesting but sometimes frustrating thing. Robert saying we will never see Johnny Nero. I wouldn't say never. Maybe we will. Every Monday there's a chance. Monday mystery game. Shout outs to Todd. Thank you for joining us, man. Saying better late than ever. That's always true. Always true. Thank you for being here, man. Thomas Ross saying, do you have Boxing Bugs game? I've only seen it once. I've only seen one. I worked on it last year sometime. That's very awesome. We don't have it here on the arcade floor. Maybe it's in the vaults, but that one's pretty rare. Pretty rare. Greg saying, I bet the Flicky card still hasn't been changed. It has not. It has not. But soon, Pete will be back in on a more regular basis, and we're going to be redoing all of the cards in the arcade. Let's see. Paul saying, when's Danielle's next video game stream? She's been, hopefully soon, but she's still trying to find out what she's going to play next. Let's see. Greg saying, I'm coming down next weekend for some Atari action. Very awesome. Can't wait to have you here. Steven saying, Ninja Warriors, love the game. Hopefully I'll get the Arcade Archives version for the Switch as the Once Again remake. I love Ninja Warriors. That cabinet, I remember the first time I played that out at Haunted Trails, I couldn't understand how the screen was doing that. Like, why was it so wide? And it's so innovative. Such an innovative way of doing that. Let's see. George saying, Doc, when you guys get R360, there better be a huge party. Yeah, that is one that we wouldn't be able to keep quiet on. The thing is so huge, people would see it for sure. Definitely have a huge party on that. Let's see. Robert saying Monday is Willow. Maybe. Greg saying, asking if there's a sequel to Moonwalker. No, that was the only Michael Jackson game. Aside from he made a cameo without his approval in a second game called I'm Sorry. Let's see. Brian saying there's a baseball game, home run derby, arcade cabinet with the unique controls. I've been looking for it forever. Do you remember the name of it, and have you seen it? There was a World Series from was that Cinematronics? We don't have it here at the arcade floor, but who knows if it's in the vaults or not. Dennis saying I'm still hoping for Death Parade on Monday. You know, and maybe the Elevator Action 3 Death Parade, amazing game, very rare. But on that note, you just reminded me, you know, I've got to get ready for the Monday mystery game, so should probably get going and get working on that. Still have a lot of cabinets here to move today. Appreciate everybody for joining us and taking the time to join us in the stream. So we'll be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. Might try to do a Twitch stream as well, but we'll have to see. There's been a lot going on getting ready for this Monday when we reopen to the public, or reopen to our members, our weekly, monthly, yearly, and lifetime members. So if you're not one of those, and there's still time to sign up and become a member, but if you just start coming for a regular day pass, we'll be open on the 20th for everybody else. So until then, I hope everybody is going to have a great weekend. We'll be back tomorrow for sure, so we'll see you then. And I hope everybody is doing well, staying safe, and if anybody needs anything, I'm around. Just let me know. So until then, thanks everybody. This is Doc Mack from the Galloping Ghost. We hope to see you around the arcade soon. Thanks everybody. Stay safe.